So, this time around we have Mafia the Old Country. And if you know anything about the Mafia, you know that the Old Country means this game takes place in Sicily, Italy, where mafias were born. And if you didn't know that, you're welcome. Drop a like for learning something new. This game was developed by Hangar 13, a team under 2K founded back in 2014. While not the original dev team behind the first couple of Mafia games, CZEC, aka Illusion Softworks, they have merged together to make gaming magic. Mafia the Old Country has a semi-open type world. It's beautiful. They did an amazing job capturing early 1900s Sicily. There's a lot to see with a decent amount to explore, but the game funnels you into the story, so if you want to explore, you have to do that on your own time and free roam. There's a few ways you can get around. There's a decent variety of horses, but they're not very complex. For example, in Red Dead Redemption 2, all the horses have different stats and sizes. In Mafia, aside from the colors, the only difference is how often you can spray your horse for a speed boost. The cars are a much faster and convenient option, obviously. There's a few hoopties in old mobiles that I never bother touching, but the good cars were actually fun to drive. Now remember, this is 1900 Sicily. There are no paved roads, so you will be sliding.
So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to rip that e-brake. All right, after you rip the e-brake, then I want you to power over. You know what? Just don't mess up moment, all right?
I said it was fun. I didn't say I was good at it. The shootouts in Mafia are just okay. There's a few different pistols, rifles, and shotguns. No fully automatic weapons. It would have been cool to have a mission on a Gatling gun or something, but nope, they kept it all pretty basic. None of the rifles even have scopes, and even aiming down the sights takes time. You can't really do pop shots. It takes a moment for your character to focus and get an accurate shot, so it can take a little while to finish everybody. Most of the shootouts started as stealth missions, and there are so many stealth missions. Again, they're not good or bad, but they got old quick. You sneak around, you can throw things to get people's attention, and then you strangle them. Or stabbed them. No different takedowns or anything fancy. They did not spice up the regular combat at all. However, occasionally you'll get these boss fights, one-on-one knife fights with a little cutscene between the action to make it seem cooler than it is. Again, pretty mid. As far as gameplay goes, Mafia Old Country isn't anything special. I would even go as far as to say it's a little underwhelming. There's no spice, seriously. You can't even throw hands. It's either a knife fight or a gunfight, knife or nothing. Gameplay is like a Thanksgiving in a white household. There are a couple races that made things a little more interesting, one on horseback and one in cars, but even those weren't really flushed out. And apparently they're rigged so you can't even lose, so what the fuck? The game has some character customization, but it's limited because certain things will mess up cutscenes, which is insane considering how there are no crazy options. You're telling me putting a beard on my character will make the game tweak out in the big 2025? That's crazy. The devs focused so much on the story they forgot to make the game fun. But let me be clear, it's not bad. It's just not good either. But what is good is the performance. The game never crashed or stuttered. There were some weird artifacts on characters' faces sometimes, but that might have been unique to me because I haven't seen anybody else mention it. But it happened to me a few times, so I had to say something.
To become a man of honor, repeat these words. I swear my loyalty to this family.
I swear my loyalty to this family.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
The story of Mafia the Old Country is a sort of rags to riches tale. You play as a character named Enzo who works in some dangerous mines. The people running the mines couldn't give less of a fuck about the workers, and they pretty much send Enzo and his friend to die. Enzo makes it out, and the lack of compassion for his friend's death makes him crash out. He ends up slashing his boss across the face. Big mistake. And moments later, he's running for his life, running all night long. He unknowingly ends up on the land of Don Teresi, a mob boss who's not too fond of the men who run the mines. The Don lets them know he's gonna keep watch over Enzo, and then he runs them boys out of town. But protection isn't free, and he's about to put Enzo to work. The rest of the game is spent climbing the ranks and sneaking around with a woman you have no business with. The story of my life. I never like to say too much about the story of the game for spoiler reasons, but the game feels like a series you would watch on Netflix. The characters are all great, you'll grow fond of some of them. They feel real. The voice acting is great. They did a good job capturing personalities and the dynamics between characters. It's a very good, entertaining story. It's just really short. The game takes about 12 to 15 hours if you run straight through it without exploring anything. So not really a big commitment like some other games. Retail price is $50, which is kind of steep for what you're getting. Expedition 33 is $50, and it's like 3 times the game this is. So I would say wait for a sale. It's not a must play by any means. You would get the same exact experience watching a playthrough of this game here on YouTube as you will if you play it yourself. I have to give Mafia the Old Country 3 stars. I had high hopes for it. I have actually played all the Mafia games. I didn't finish them all though. I got into Mafia 1, but it didn't hold my attention like other games. Mafia 2 was amazing and the only reason I played the rest of the games. Mafia 3 was okay in the beginning, but it eventually lost my interest and I couldn't finish it. I was hoping the Old Country would be more like 2 and be this a great game, but sadly that wasn't my experience. It's just another run-of-the-mill video game. But maybe you like Mafia the Old Country more than I did. Let me know where you agree or disagree in the comment section. If you like game reviews like this, make sure you sub to the channel, become an ace, and join the suits. I also drop some one-off gaming videos you might enjoy, so check those out. And until next time, peace out. I was supposed to